Good morning, friends. It's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s, working so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health. And today is Friday, February the 20th, and I am going to be doing a financial health check-in. I am going to be using the app that you see surrounding me. This is an app called YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. And I am going to be, in this app, budgeting out the money that you see above my head, $1,128.04. And I do this every Friday. I get paid every other Friday, so I got paid last week. And then I roll over some money into the next week, and I use that money to budget on the following week, which is this one. If you are new, welcome. Super excited to have you joining me. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you find this informative and instructful. Is that a word? Sure. Um, useful. Let's go with useful. And or just fun. I just appreciate you hanging out with me. If you are returning, thanks for coming back, guys. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'm so thankful that you are here with me. Today I actually went back to PJ's and got myself a muffin and a coffee, and I haven't been to PJ's in like a month. And then I found out I had like a bunch of points there, and I had a free coffee, and it's National Muffin Day. Go celebrate National Muffin Day, apparently. So I got $1 off my muffin. So that turned out pretty well for me. I spent like in total with tip like $4.50. So that worked out. Um anyway, I have nothing going on today and I am so excited. I have to work. It's 7:14, 7:13. Don't want to exaggerate again. You know me, I'm always exaggerating. Um Anyway, it's 7:13 and I have to be to work at 8, so I need to get this going because the videos have been taking forever to upload. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but they really are just taking like over an hour to upload these short YNAB videos. I mean, I'm not going to wait for it to upload before I start working, but still, it does take up like desk space that I don't really have to spare because I have too much junk on my desk. If you watched last week's video, at the end, I had left my video, my like when I do a thumbnail, I film it and then just so I can get a good shot. And I had left that going and tried to clean off my desk. And so you see me like find a book. I found a book on my desk, which I did finish this week. Um, anyway, so that's today. Tonight I have only an hour, a little over an hour left in the Kindle book I'm reading, the library book. Then I can return that and start the book I actually want to read, which is the one I got from Barnes& and Noble. Excuse me, a couple of weeks ago. Well, I got a bunch from Barnes& and Noble, but the first one that I'm going to read from that batch. This weekend, tomorrow is, okay, so for all of y'all out there, Kaylee and Shay reached 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Congratulations, y'all. And they are going to be doing a live stream tomorrow night at 6 Eastern, which is 5 Central. That's my time. I'm in Central. They're in New York, so it's 6 for them, 5 for me. And if you follow them, if you're familiar with them at all, you should totally check that out. I am sure it's going to be so much fun. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it because my great niece, Sweet Ellie, it's her first birthday. It's actually next week. It's the 26th, but we're celebrating it tomorrow because her mom is having some procedures done, some medical procedures. So we're going to celebrate her party, celebrate her birthday before the procedure. So I unfortunately won't be able to make the live stream. Boo, but hopefully next month or next quarter when they do their live stream, I'll be able to make it. So for me tomorrow night, I have Sweet Ellie's birthday. I may try to go to the library for a little bit in the morning and hang out and read and crochet. We'll see. But other than that, I have no plans for tomorrow. My mom's birthday is on Monday, and I was planning originally to go in and see her on Sunday and do church with her at her church. But then I realized that tomorrow I'm going to see her at Ellie's party, so I might just hold off. And then the next weekend, we're going to go celebrate my mom's birthday with all the grandkids and do dinner. So we'll see. I don't know yet if I'm going. So I am going to budget my money for ecclesial expenses because I'm not sure if I'm going to be going or not. I normally only budget ecclesial expenses when I'm in my own church. And if I'm going to another church, I don't budget. I budget some, but I don't budget as much. This month, this week, I don't know where I'm going to be, so I'm going to budget it. Okay, I think those are all my updates. I think that's it. Been watching a whole lot of booktube, y'all. I don't think that's going to be surprising to y'all, but I found a couple of like creators I really like. And because I have a channel, I'm big on commenting because comments really help. They really help. So all of y'all who comment on all my videos, thank you. I appreciate you. And those of you who watch, that is also super helpful. I understand that commenting is not for everybody. So thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. But I do comment on a lot of videos. So I'm like, these poor people are gonna think I'm like stalking them because I'm watching all their videos. I'm watching all the back stock of videos because all the books I want to read and my TBR has grown exponentially watching all this booktube. But anyway, I was like, they're gonna think I'm stalking them with how many comments I'm leaving. If you happen to be checking this out because you're a booktuber and I've been commenting on your channel, thanks for your content. Promise I'm not a stalker. I just really am enjoying your videos. Um, I think those are all my updates. It's Friday. I have a team member off today, but it should be okay. She's my backup team member. We finished that big project I was talking about. Oh, that was in my vlog. There's a huge project in my that we've been working on. We finished the majority of it. We have about it's still, maybe it's about half. We finished a good chunk of it, but now that's on hold because we have another huge project coming up on the 1st, and so we're getting prepared for that project. We do a lot of projects on my team. But that we can't really do anything with until another team does their part. So I think we'll be okay today because the huge project, one is on hold and one hasn't started yet. And I'm just going to get caught up on reports and write-offs, which is a big chunk of my job. This is more vlog stuff. I'm just trying to keep y'all updated. Yeah, okay, y'all. I think those are all my updates. I'm going to go ahead and put myself into the corner and we'll get started on today's budget. I will be right back. Welcome to my YNAB, y'all. If this app is new to you, this is how I digitally cash stuff my money. I don't pull money out of the bank. I don't do well with cash. I know that is not a popular thing for the budgeting community, but I know I'm not alone in that either. So when I have cash in my hands, I just spend it. Like I just happen to have $3 left over and then some change, or $4 left over in my wallet and some change, and so I bought coffee this morning. Like that's what I did. I don't do well with cash. So I leave the cash in the bank and I spend on credit cards, and then I pay those credit cards off every Thursday night, and I keep my balances at zero, except for I have 2 cards that I am paying off. They are 0 interest, and that is my primary goal this year, is to pay those 2 cards off. And y'all, I am making such dents in them. I'm so excited. I was like looking at everything last night. I love it. I love it. And if you're new, I am 45 years old and a half, 45 and a half years old. I will be 46 this summer. Lord willing. And for the very first time in my entire life, I was able to pay my 6-month car insurance premium when it was due. And I don't have monthly payments, and I'm so excited. So I made that payment this week. Like it hit my card, and then I was able to pay it off this week. Just paid that card off last night. And I was like, that's a huge chunk of money. And I had it saved. If you're not using sinking funds, you should be using sinking funds. Oh my goodness, y'all, they are amazing. I know that Liz over at Budget and Balance, she does spreadsheet budgeting, and she started some sinking funds this year, and I'm super, super excited to watch those grow because they grow, and you're not even paying attention. You're just putting $20 aside at a time, and $20 is super easy to pull out of your budget and not miss because you'd accidentally spend that on coffee one morning, like, you know, but you don't miss it out of your budget really. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, you have enough money to pay for something that you normally struggle to pay for. The very first time I ever had a sinking fund mature, I don't know. It's not like it's in a high, it's just in my checking account. Well, some of it's depending on how long term, some of it's in my checking account and some of it's in my high yield savings account. And I also have a couple of savings accounts as well that get slightly higher interest rates. But anyway, the first time I ever had that happen was card registration 4 years ago when I first started this channel. Yo, this channel is 4 years old this month. Also, I tend to meander in my stories, but I always come back to the point. So, the first time I ever had that happen was my car registration, like to get my car inspected and registered. And every year from when I was a kid, in New Jersey, you didn't pay for inspections. So I didn't have to worry about that, but you did have to pay for registration. So forever, from the time I started driving until I was 42 years old, I struggled to have the money to get my car inspected and registered on time. And a lot of times it was like the very end of the month that it was due, and I was rushing. And back when you had to mail in the stuff, I was like waiting for the sticker to come in. I'd like print out the thing off the internet to say I had paid for it in case I got pulled over, because it was like the end of the month and my inspection was out, my registration was out. And now I don't have that issue. Now I have the money saved. Like my car registration is going to be due in September. I don't know if it's the end of August or the beginning of September, but whenever it is, I will have it because I have $75.40 saved already. That will pay for the registration. And then I just need to save for the inspection, which I think is like another $15. So I save $100 a year. I save $3 a month, y'all. $3. I don't miss that $3. I would drop that if I had it in cash and not even know what happened to it. But anyway, I love a sinking fund. Also, back to YNAB. If this, as we're going through, looks like it would be useful to you or looks interesting, you can try it out for 34 days totally free using my link below. And if you like it, then when you subscribe, when you sign up, you'll get an additional 30 days for free. And so do I. So it's a fantastic plan. There is a bit of a learning curve. There are so many helpful videos and courses and things you could take. They know it's different from traditional budgeting, but it really is game changing. It's game changing and I love it so much. So it's not for everybody, but if it's for you, it will change your life. So if you want to try it out, that's below. Okay, let's get started. The way I do this is I have some funds that I fill every single week. Guys, look at how much money I have left in my dining out. I didn't need to add it all this week. The way I'm doing this is at the end of this month, which will be next Friday, I'm going to roll everything into my cruise fund, whatever's left over in these categories. I'm trying to leave some money. I do have a delivery coming in from HEB, which is my grocery store. And I do have, I did make a purchase this morning that I will for fund money, but I didn't want it to show as overfunded, like underfunded. So I just put it in as tomorrow and then I'll move it. So anyway, once you get used to YNAB, you can do that. And this overspent is not actually overspent. This is my music, for this software that I use for vlogs and whatnot, that it hits today. And so I'll fill it today. So let's do my every single week, which I set up this view. You can set up these personalized views however you like them. This is one I did because these are ones I fill every single week. Did I put self-care in here? I did. Okay, so every week I give myself $50 for dining out. I give myself $120 for groceries, and you'll see why I am lowering that from $125 to $120. It's just $5 a week, but it's going to pay for something I want. Ecclesial expenses, this is $80. This is new, not the whole thing, but the way I'm doing this. So it's historically been $60 for the donation, $20 if we go out for a meal. And if we don't go out for a meal, I roll that $20 back into my budget. Now it's $60 for the donation, $20 for a meal. And if we don't go out for a meal, I will actually donate that additional $20 to the church. Like that's how I do it. So Ecclesia is my church. So it will be $80 a week. It'll either be $20 for a meal or it'll be an additional $20 to my donation, depending. And like I said, that's only if I'm at my church, and I'm not sure if I will be at my church this week. So this may all roll back in, but we'll see. Coffee, I give myself $25 a week for that. And I still had $5 left from last week. So fun money, I give myself $30 a week for fun money. And self-care, I give myself $30 a week for self-care. That's new. So this I'm going to snooze, and this I'm going to snooze just because I used some of this money to cover other expenses. And at the beginning of the month, I was still taking that $20 out of the out of this category if I hadn't used it for food instead of donating it back. So these don't look like I filled them totally, but I have actually met my goals, my targets, as they call them in YNAB. Okay, so those are the things that I fill every single week. And then I am going to fill my bills. My bills, I call them, this is completely customizable as well. I call them once a month expenses because I pay them once a month. They are bills. And today is the 20th, and we are going all the way through next Friday, which is, oh, next Thursday, which is the 26th, because we'll come back on the 27th and do next week's budget. So that'll be March week 1, y'all. Anyway, I am going to fill music licensing. This is the one that hit today. It's $8.17. It hasn't actually hit my account yet. I know it dated on the 20th, so I have it set up like as a recurring transaction. So 817. Mattress Firm. This is, I have a mattress. I have 3 mattresses financed, one for myself, one for my nephew, and one for my mother. And I think my minimum payment is like $160 a month or something. I pay $200 a month. Again, this is no interest. Life of the loan. Doesn't matter if I don't pay it off until the day it's due. It will never accrue interest. Favor is $9.99. This is kind of like an Uber One or DoorDash or something. It's how I do delivery from my grocery store, and I can do food delivery with it as well. And they give you, you pay $9.99 a month, and then they give you a $10 credit toward your groceries. So it literally pays for itself. It's owned by the grocery store. It's owned by HEB. My internet is due $86.43. That will come out this week. Book of the month. This is a new subscription for me. It is, I'm not exactly sure how much, but it should be around, it's like $17.99 plus tax. So I'm going to budget $20 a month. My first book was only $10.81. That should be here next week. I'm super excited. I don't know if y'all can tell I'm getting really, really into reading, and I'm very excited and I love it. I used to be a huge reader when I was a kid. We didn't have TV or anything growing up. We had books. A fantastic day out for my family was to go to Barnes and Noble, and we just split up and do whatever we wanted. And there was I can't remember the name of the store, but it was like a kind of like a Target type store next door. It started with a C. They don't have them down here. I don't even know if they still have them in Jersey, but they had them. They were big in the 90s. They were everywhere. And there was a Nathan's hot dog in it. And so we'd go, and it was right next door to the Barnes and Noble that we went to. And so we'd go to Barnes and Noble and we'd hang out for a couple of hours, like start looking at books. We'd go next door, get some Nathan's hot dogs, and then we'd go back to Barnes and Noble and just read and look around and spend the whole morning and afternoon there. And then we'd each come home with like a pile of books. And we did this like once every couple of months, and it was so much fun. So I grew up reading. I love reading. So books are important to me. I paid $10.81 for my first book. And then the way it works is on the 24th, I think, on the 20, yeah, says right here, 24th. On the 24th, they will charge me for next month's book. And then on the 1st, I can look and see what books are available and pick which one I want. If I don't want it, I can skip it and I just keep that credit. But they have audiobooks and they have physical books. So I'll probably go back and forth between the two. So I'm going to add $20. This is why I'm taking $5 a week off of my grocery budget, because $5 a week, 4 weeks a month, that's $20. That's going to pay for the subscription. That's a choice I made. Libro FM, this is another book. This is audiobooks. And this is how I do my audiobooks now. I have canceled my Audible, and this supports your local bookstore. You can pick which bookstore you want to support. I picked local Georgetown bookstore, and it's $14.99 a month. Cinemark is a movie subscription, a theater. It's $6.48 every month. And then every other month I get a credit, and I get 20% off all of my concessions always, and I never pay any online fees. Just for the online fees, this is worth it. I don't see a ton of movies a year, 6 movies a year. Actually, it might be too much, but you can use them for other people. So I think this is worth it for me. And then my water bill is not due until next week, so we are good. Those are all my bills. That's it. And that leaves me $446.98. And that money is going toward extra payments on the 2 cards I'm paying off. So I'm going to put $200 on Best Buy. I'm going to put $200 on Discover. And that leaves me $46.98. I'm going to leave that and roll that into next week. That'll cover any little overspends if I have any this week. And if not, it'll go toward next week's budget. Oh, wow, I knocked my computer down. Okay, that's it, y'all. That's everything. And it's only 7:31. I hope y'all have a fantastic week coming up. Are you doing anything fun this weekend? Are y'all checking out Kaylee and Shay's live tomorrow night? Let me know how that goes. I really, really wish I could join y'all. All right, I'm going to go get my day started. I love y'all. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a big thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all on Sunday for my vlog. Bye, guys.